Hey, welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the Thursday NBA slate. We just have 5 games today. It's been an interesting week of games, 9-5, 9-5, kind of alternating. So, with Thursday, we have 5 games starting at 7:30. Let's get right into it. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it if the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Yesterday, with some of the later news that we got throughout the day, I ended up hitting on DraftKings, missed on FanDuel. FanDuel had both Christian Wood, Kevin Porter Jr., who both got hurt, and Valanciunas did nothing in a blowout. But DraftKings cash, we had Deadman in there. We had a couple of other guys that went off, like LaMelo Ball at 4% ownership was amazing. Paid up for Luka, and then kind of just stacked up that last game, which didn't go great, but some of the other chalky spots busted. So ended up hitting in tournaments and double ups. So let's keep it going today. Hopefully we can cash on both platforms. Looking at the point guard plays today, if you wanted to check out Twitter, it's at the DFS Process. You can check out Prize Picks. Use my code if you want some free money. It is Process. You can also check out the site if you want to join us. That is in the description. So point guard plays today, we have a couple of big news. No Lillard still, and no Ja Morant. Lillard said he's going to miss at least 10 days, or that's what the team said. No Ja Morant, who's out for a couple weeks. And no Devin Booker, who's out for at least a couple of games with a hamstring. So that makes those 3 teams just kind of have to rely on the other secondary pieces. DeJounte Murray is the highest priced guy, is 98. Going up against Portland, he's fine. He's always a great play because he never gets that much ownership. Even on a 5-gamer, you're probably going to see under 10% ownership on DeJounte Murray today, with everybody else going to like CJ McCollum, trying to pay up for Chris Paul. So he's such a good tournament play today. But in like a cash game, I probably wouldn't get to him. Van Fleet also, I wouldn't get to him today at 89. His price tag is way up. I'd rather get to Chris Paul or CJ McCollum, both playing without their 1A counterpart. SGA is 81. He looks like a good option. He's a back-to-back for the Thunder, but there was no Josh Giddey yesterday, and he's not going to be able to return today. So not having Giddey in there just opens up more for SGA just to get more usage, get more assist opportunities as Giddey was leading the team in assists, and all around just take more shots. He already took 26 shots last game. They lost against Houston. Now they're on the road against Memphis. It's never a fun team to roster, but SGA is like the one guy that you can kind of count on to play big minutes in any sort of close game. Cunningham is in 79. He's priced up as well. He's okay for tournaments, not like I'm going to go out of my way to roster him at this sort of salary. But the matchup is also tough, so I'm not that interested right now unless you make tournament lineups. You can sprinkle him in. You have Drew Holiday at 74. The Bucks on a back-to-back, a hard-fought win, went down to the wire last night against the Hornets. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to hold one or two of these guys out, like Holiday, Middleton, or Giannis. We'll see. But for now, assuming they're all in, I don't have much interest in $7,400 Drew Holiday or $7,200 Lonzo Ball. Alec Burks is a guy that we should have some interest in. We know exactly what happened last time out, that Tibbs has a guy that he likes. He plays them 40 minutes. He played Alec Burks 39 minutes against the Nets. He played well again, 4 of 10 from distance, 9 of 21 overall. 46 fantasy points, price tag went up by 900, but you can play him at 2 spots, point guard or small forward. I would utilize him at the small forward spot. Typically, small forward doesn't have the best plays, or it's probably like the weakest at the time, like small forward and shooting guard don't have the best deep plays most of the time. But if you can get a point guard at your small forward spot, that would be pretty nice. So I do like Alec Burks. We'll probably get to him later. Desmond Bane is fine. I like Derek White again. There's no coincidence that Derek White's starting to play a lot better now that he's getting solid minutes because Doug McDermott hasn't played and Devin Vassell haven't played the last few games. Those guys happen to be out once again today. I would go right back to Derek White. He's $6,300. He's not going to get much ownership. He's starting to shoot the ball a lot better than he was. He wasn't going to be as poor of a shooter as he showed so far this year, and he's starting to turn it around. So at this sort of salary in a good spot against Portland, I will gladly take some of Derek White. Tyus Jones, not that appealing, I'd say. Caruso's not that appealing at 52. There is no Kobe White, so that'll open up a couple extra minutes for Caruso. But still, best case, he's probably going to get you close to 40. Now that they have their big 3 all healthy, it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to force. Melton looks fine for tournaments, but Simons looks to be one of the better just value picks. He's $4,900. He's going to play heavy minutes in place of Damian Lillard. Derrick Rose won people a lot of money last game. He played 34 minutes after missing a handful, 37 off the bench. So it's really going to be Rose and Burks playing a lot of the point guard minutes. Rose also plays some off-ball. Burks can also play some off-ball. And then at the bottom, that's basically it. You can maybe take a shot on like Dennis Smith, but that would mainly be if Norman Powell is out again as well. And like Banton played some, but no, nothing that appealing. So first guy I'm going to go ahead and plug in is going to be Chris Paul. He's 86. The price tag on him is still affordable. Not having Devin Booker there is just going to make Paul have to be more aggressive with the shots. He's going to continue to get you some assist opportunities and get you a double-double chance with assists every game. Even though his potential assists might decrease not having Devin Booker there, the extra usage, maybe the extra couple of minutes in a close game, it's just going to make me like Chris Paul at this price tag. At shooting guard, you can go up to Levine, Van Fleet, they're fine, but they're probably behind CJ McCollum for me. McCollum is 85 going up against a poor Spurs team. McCollum started off the game pretty slow last game against Detroit, but then he lit it up late in the game and in the second half. Finished with 49 or 48. It's a very good spot against the Spurs. They play fast. He's probably matched up against like DeJounte Murray, who's a good defender, but overall I'm not too worried. McCollum was playing awesome at the beginning of the year, and then he's kind of been up and down, but now without Damian Lillard, I expect him to go back to being the alpha dog and go back to just doing everything for the team. He looks better to me than Cunningham, than Middleton. Bane, Derek White, this range here. I like Lou Dort without Josh Giddey. He's 57. He plays big minutes. Should see extra minutes today. And he's been playing better as of late. He did flash some sort of ceiling. So he looks good as a guy that you could play with SGA, but those would be the two guys that you can kind of depend on to play some good minutes. Derek White, I like him at 63, and then I like Gary Trent if he does play. He's only $5,600. He did practice yesterday, so I think there's a good chance he does happen to suit up today. And if he does, he'll probably go right back to playing mid-30s in minutes. He don't have OG Anunoby, and I don't know if Kem Birch has been ruled in or out yet, but Trent's been playing big minutes in close games. They kind of need another shooter out there. Van Fleet shooter, Siakam, not like a three-point shooter. So Trent would get a lot of good looks if he is able to play today. Bridges is 57. I prefer getting to Dort, Trent, or Alec Burks instead. If I was going to target anybody on the Suns, it would probably be the cheaper guys in the 4K range. You have Jay Crowder, who's cheap. You have Cam Johnson is cheap. And then Norman Powell is questionable if he does play today. He looks very good at 54. He'd be probably a plug-and-play at the position. So keep an eye on Norman Powell news. It is a late game, so it might not get word, but you might want to leave a spot open. Cam Johnson will start in place of Devin Booker. At least he started the second half, so I'm assuming that's what they'll do. Chance to play into the 30s in minutes. He's not going to do much besides score the ball. He can get you a couple rebounds. But at this price tag, he's worth a shot in just as a value pick. For now, go ahead and plug in Alec Burks. Power forward, he can get up to Giannis, although I'm not sure how many minutes he'll decide to play him just after playing 38 last game. He's still a good play if we get some more value throughout the day, but right now I'm not going to force him in. Same thing with like Julius Randle and DeRozan. They're both above 9K. Not that they're bad plays, just think there's some better point per dollar options right now. I don't mind getting to Jay Crowder. He's only $4,300. He's going to get some extra minutes without Devin Booker. He gets you rebounds. He's a good defensive player. He can get you some steals at least. So at $4,300 against Detroit, I can plug him in at the power forward position. I feel pretty good about it. Covington is 4K. He looks better if there's no Norman Powell. If Powell does play, then I don't have to get to Covington. And Cam Johnson is there, and that's basically it. I don't want to be looking at 71 for Bobby Portis. Grant is okay. I guess Jaren Jackson is okay, but the Grizzlies still have a pretty deep bench even without Josh, so it's not like you're getting heavy 30-plus minutes out of any of these guys. At center, don't mind the price tag on like Siakam at 87. Vooch is up to 93. These top three guys probably won't get to them unless we get some more news throughout the day. But I do like DeAndre Ayton at 76. Him and Chris Paul are just going to have to do more of the scoring, more of the offensive load without Devin Booker. And Ayton likes to shoot, so even though he doesn't shoot a lot of deep shots or anything like that, he's not a three-point center shooter. But he still does like to get his shots off at the basket. He can shoot in the mid-range a little bit. And at this price tag, he's expensive, but he gives you upside just because he's going to play big minutes and just get more usage without Devin Booker. And it's a spot against Detroit where he should have success against like Isaiah Stewart in that front court. So he's the favorite overall center play. I guess my second one would probably be like Jakob Poeltl at only $6,100. I like Nurkic as well at $7,000. Those would be the three that really look super appealing. Oh yeah, Khem Birch is already out, so you're basically looking at like Precious Achiuwa, but hopefully Achiuwa is 60% owned again because this guy cannot shoot the basketball. He's shooting 38% from the field as a center, so most of those are coming right at the basket. And he shoots some threes. I don't know why, because he's only shooting 28%. But he's not a good shooter. You're going to have to hope that he lucks his way into a double-double and doesn't foul. So I'm not looking at Precious Achiuwa at all today. And it's not even a good matchup. Like going up against a three-point shooting team like the Bucks, they'll probably play some Siakam at the 5 against Bobby Portis today. And last but not least, got a couple of ways to go here. Right now, I like Simons just based on his cheap price tag. If Powell plays, you can upgrade Simons to Powell, or you can upgrade or downgrade Burks to Powell. So we'll get some changes depending on the Norman Powell news, but right now these 6 gives you some upside. You got a couple of Suns in there, a couple of Blazers, and you got Alec Burks who has the ability to drop 40, and RJ Barrett is questionable. If he's out, then he played like 9 minutes and he wasn't able to return. Just more minutes for Alec Burks. So that's about it for the DraftKings side. Let's talk about the FanDuel picks. Alright, so FanDuel here. The point guard picks starting at the top end. Your most expensive guy is DeJounte Murray. He is 98. Chris Paul looks better as a value pick at 84. Van Fleet looks better than he does on DraftKings at only 8,000. Then you have a very nice tag on Zach LaVine at only 78. SGA looks great as well. These guys you can play at shooting guard, so they would be probably at some of the top picks at that position. Derek White is up to 72 on FanDuel, so don't have interest there. I like him a lot more on DraftKings at 63 if they do not have Doug McDermott or Devin Vassell once again. Lonzo looks fine as his value pick. Rose looks better on DraftKings. Melton looks better on DraftKings. Simons looks fine on both sites. Probably a little bit better on DraftKings. Tyus Jones looks good as a value pick at 46, but it's not like a must play or anything like that. Go back to Chris Paul on both sites, just like the price. At shooting guard, you have DeRozan, McCollum, SGA, LaVine right in this range. I think McCollum is the best play at the position, just based on not having Damian Lillard. Good spot against the Spurs. Wouldn't be surprised if McCollum drops like 30 real life points, and it will get you some good assist opportunities, get you some rebounds. So I feel pretty good about getting to McCollum. Burks looks better on DraftKings, so I'm not going to be looking at 7K Alec Burks or $7,200 Derek White, so that kind of takes a couple of guys out of consideration. Dylan Brooks is underpriced on FanDuel once again at only 58. I like Gary Trent. If he does play at 59, Dort 56. So the value picks on FanDuel look pretty good in that 5 to 6K range. Simons at the bottom looks appealing as well. You'll probably see more minutes for Campaign. 47 is okay. I'm not going to go crazy with that. Small forward, DeRozan looks good at his price at 84. You can get up to Giannis too. 11,000 is not expensive. Looking at the mid-range, it's definitely Dylan Brooks as a great option at only 58. Shot the ball poorly last game, but still played some solid minutes. He was also in foul trouble, so that sucked. But he played 33 minutes with 5 stocks. He's always a good defender. He's going to get you some of those defensive stats. So play him at 2 positions. He looks like one of the best small forward options on FanDuel today. Dort looks pretty appealing. And then at the bottom, you have Jay Crowder. Look at the price tag on Cam Johnson. He's only 39, so definitely Cam Johnson looks good on FanDuel. Power forward, you can get up to Siakam at 8K. Randle still underpriced at 85, so he looks good on FanDuel. At the cheaper range here, Bridges is 59. I'm not that interested. Bobby Portis at 61. Definitely can talk me into getting to some Bobby Portis. Some down minutes last game, or last couple of games, but that was because Giannis was just going absolutely off last night against Charlotte. At 61, he looks to be at one of the top plays at the position. We can probably see if we can get any better value picks at the bottom here. 4K range, you have Jay Crowder at 48. Achiuwa is 46, so I'm not that interested at that price. I mean, I'm just not interested in the player. And yeah, there's not that. Power forward is pretty weak. Not a ton of spend downs. So looking to spend up, it would probably be Julius Randle or Siakam, but I don't mind taking a shot on 61 Bobby Portis. And then at center, you have Vooch at 88, Randle, DeAndre Ayton. So still kind of between Ayton and Nurkic as some of the best plays. Nurkic and I guess Jakob Poeltl as well. Those three look appealing. I'm not looking to get any cheaper than that. I don't want to pay 51 for Robinson or 55 for Steven Adams. So right now I have Ayton. I think Nurkic, Jakob Poeltl look appealing as well. You can talk me into those guys. But Chris Paul, McCollum, Brooks, Portis, Ayton type of build to get you started. Leave you with 6,000 left. Works for me. And that's about it for the video. So stay tuned for Twitter for updates. Even though it's only 5 games, there's a lot of ways you can go on the slate. So probably get some changes throughout the day. But hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight, and I will see you all next time.